Today.
Wonderful.
I'm doing well. Also, thank you for asking. My name is David. I'm a senior wildlife care specialist right here at historic Wegeforth Bowl. And I'm here to tell you that the San Diego Zoo Wildlife Alliance is committed to saving species worldwide by uniting our expertise in animal care and conservation science with our dedication to inspiring a passion for nature. We integrate wildlife health, care, science, and education to develop sustainable conservation solutions. Our conservation efforts are focused in 8 conservation hubs all across the world. These are geographic regions where we think we can make the greatest impact. Because we believe that conservation starts with the connection that we make with people and wildlife every single day. And that's exactly what we hope to do. Are you all ready to meet some wildlife?
Yes.
All right, and also happy Valentine's Day if anyone celebrates that, or happy World Bonobos Day if that's more your alley, or happy Saturday if you don't want any of those. All right, we're going to start with our One Health approach to saving species worldwide because people, the environment, and wildlife are all interconnected. Wildlife can only thrive when all life thrives. That's the core of our mission and the thread that runs through all of our conservation efforts. And no species better represents this than the canine. Canines have been helping people throughout time. Whether it be serving in the military, maybe being part of the police force, or now helping in our conservation efforts all over the world. They do this by using their superpower, which is their super sniffer. Dogs have a sense of smell that is 10 to 100,000 times better than our own. So to help demonstrate this, we have hidden a scented item somewhere out here for our super sniffer to find. Please make some noise for our amazing super sniffer, Elvis.
My God. Elvis.
He's using that amazing schnoz of his to sniff out love today. That's the theme we're going for. We're gonna see how fast he can find it. All right, bud. Wasn't over here, I guess. Looking over there. There might just be a snack. Who knows? You got it, bud. Oh, he's on the trail.
You went right by it, dude.
And he found it. Elvis found love today. He found his heart because it's Valentine's Day, and we all love Elvis. Now, Elvis here is at Wegeforth Bowl because he has a very important job. He's our super sniffer, which represents the canines that we have worldwide. We have canines in Australia, in the Australian Conservation Hub, and they're able to sniff out koalas. This was very useful during the 2019 and 2020 fires that devastated the outback. These canines could go out and find any koalas who might need our help. We also have canines in the African Savannah Conservation Hub who are able to sniff out poachers so that we're able to protect the many species we work with down there. And we have canines right here in our own backyard, the Southwest Conservation Hub, that are able to sniff out frogs. These frog dogs were very helpful in the starting phases of a project to help the endangered mountain yellow-legged frog. Now, Elvis here may not be a part of any of those projects, but he's very important here at the San Diego Zoo as well as Wegeforth Bowl because he is part of a pair. Now, Elvis here is paired with his South African cheetah. Would we all like to go to Africa? Fabulous. Let's go to the African Savannah Conservation Hub where we work with wildlife like the elephant, zebra, cheetah, and plant life like the cycat. Now let's go ahead and meet his other half. Please welcome out Ilangha, our South African cheetah. World's fastest land mammal. There she is. This is Ilangha, which her name means sunshine in Zulu, and I hope she brings a little sunshine to all of your days today. Now, she is paired here with Elvis. They have been together pretty much their entire lives since Elvis was 9 months of age and she was 6 months of age. Because unfortunately, Ilangha was the only surviving member of her litter. So in order for her to get the social cues and social interactions that she would get by having litter mates, we decided to pair her with a dog. Now, we're not the first zoo to think of this, but we have been implementing this program for quite some time. And Elvis here was in a program for Guide Dogs of America, where we don't like to say that he failed the program, but he failed the program. He's a little bit too food motivated, but that's A-okay, because we needed a partner in crime at the same time he decided to flunk out. Now, Ilangha here does represent the world's fastest land mammal, the cheetah, and they can go from speeds of 0 to 60 in 3.4 seconds, with top out speeds of 70 plus miles per hour. So if you went on the freeway today, imagine a cheetah running right alongside you. Pretty amazing. Now, they can't hold that speed for very long, maybe 30 seconds or a quarter of a mile, and then they would need to take a nice long break. Now, they have adaptations from nose to tail that help get them to those top speeds. Now, her head is a lot smaller than other cats her size. It's aerodynamic in nature. They have enlarged nasal cavity, enlarged lungs, enlarged ribcage, enlarged heart, all for that air processing.
What was she doing? Like some butt jumps?
Pin those ears back, all to help with that speed. Now, she has an elastic-like spine that helps when they're running because they can have a single stride at full speed of 22 feet. So they are literally flying through the Serengeti. And they have a turning mechanism that helps them while they're flying as well, which is their tail. Now, their tails are built different than other cats out there. Well, most other animals, it is actually flattened at the tip, kind of like a hockey stick. So they're able to flip it back and forth while they're mid-air to change direction. Pretty cool. Now, while she's walking around, you might also be able to see her nails, which are very different from other feline species as well. She has semi-retractable nails, which means they kind of always hang out like this. They look a lot like Elvis's foot over here. That's because they have a very important role. They are meant to get traction in the ground, just like if you wear cleats for certain sports. So those claws are always going to be sticking out, and they're a little bit more blunt than other cat species, where they're able to retract them fully into a sheath. Now, the cheetah is going to be a daytime hunter or a diurnal hunter, so they have adaptations for daytime hunting as well. Now, her brow has a built-in visor. It's a little bit protruded above her eyes, which helps to make some natural shade. She also has those two beautiful black stripes from her eyes to her mouth. Those are her malar stripes, or we like to call them her Serengeti sunglasses. They help to reflect the sun in the middle of the day. And of course, those famous spots are really great camouflage out in the African savanna, where they blend in perfectly with their surroundings. Now, unfortunately, we are losing cheetahs at an alarming rate. We have gone from 100,000 cheetahs 100 years ago to roughly 7,000 today. This is because of a couple different reasons. Of course, we've all heard of poaching, but one of the big ones that's on the rise is the illegal pet trade. People go out, take baby cheetahs from the wild, and they try to sell them on the black market. This eliminates both genetics as well as population. So one way that you can help is obviously by being here and learning all about this. And also, if you ever see anything suspicious out there, there are apps where you can track that down and also tell on those people. Now, Ilangha did a great job out here with her dynamic duo, her all-time Valentine. That was Ilangha and Elvis. All right, we are not done yet, so to help introduce you to our next couple of wildlife ambassadors, I'm going to hand things on over to one of my favorite care specialists, Tony.
Hi everyone, how are we doing? Are you enjoying our presentation so far?
Yeah!
All right, very happy to hear the fun is not over yet. We are going to keep things moving right on along, and our next wildlife ambassador is going to be representing our Amazonia Conservation Hub. Now in this hub, we are working to conserve wildlife like the jaguar, Andean bear, New World monkey, and plant life like the orchid, along with the habitats they all share. And this next wildlife ambassador does a great job of representing not only the Amazon, but some of our conservation work that we have done right here in our own backyard. Now, how many people have heard of the California condor? Yeah, a good amount of us. Now, in 1982, there were just 22 California condors left in the world. Realizing this was a huge problem, we teamed up with the California Condor Recovery Program, and due to our efforts with that program, there are now more than 500 California condors, and more than 300 of them are flying in their native habitat. So I think that's amazing. That is such a great number. Yeah, we can clap for that. We are very proud of that work. Now, a big reason why this program was so successful is because of all of what we knew in caring for their South American relative, the Andean condor. Now, the Andean condor is one of the largest flying birds in the world with a 10-foot wingspan. And right here at Wegaforth Bowl, we happen to have a 35-year-old Andean condor that would love to fly for you. Now, Polona was born right here at the San Diego Zoo, so she is very comfortable coming out here and flying. But I am going to ask if we have people coming into the stadium, if we can just stop everybody. And maybe over here, if you feel the need to duck, just go ahead and duck, okay? All right, everyone, without further ado, please welcome out Polona, our Andean condor.
So wait to drop the door until everybody's sitting. That's what David. Her favorite person here is Christy. She got Mises pieces. A couple of mice that she gets. Little waddles. And that's Ellie. Back to Tony.
How cool was that? Did we enjoy that? How about our little run? Isn't it so cute?
Yeah.
Well, that was Polona. She has about a 10-foot wingspan, like I said, and she weighs close to 20 pounds. So very incredible. We're very happy that you all were able to see her fly today. All right, so we are going to head on over to our One Health approach, which is what Elvis represented. So our next wildlife ambassador is also going to be representing this hub, and they do this by being an apex predator. Please help me welcome out our Eurasian eagle owl. This is Einstein, and I don't know which way she's coming from today. Okay, she's coming. I hear it. They're getting her. Now, Einstein, I'll give you a little bit of an introduction before she comes out. She is 25 years old, so she is an older gal, and she was hatched at another facility. Here she comes right now. And we actually got her when she was just a tiny little owlet. Now, sometimes she is very chatty. She likes to vocalize, so we can see. Raina might put up the microphone to her, see if she'll make a little bit of different noises. We'll see how she is feeling.
So that might be a different predator.
Now, Einstein is a Eurasian eagle owl. I want to break down that name a little bit for you. So the Eurasian part is where you can find this species, so in parts of Europe and Asia. And the eagle owl part is in reference to her large size. So I want you all to take a really good look at Einstein, and I want to hear some guesses on how much you think she weighs in pounds, and you can shout them out and I'll do my best to hear.
Well, Paloma was 20 pounds, so what do you think?
35.
Comment your guess.
7.
16.
2. I like that. 15.
16.
Okay, you ready? She weighs a whopping 5 pounds. Yeah, so my 2 pound, that was not off. Just 5 pounds. So remember, she's a bird, right? And she needs to be light enough to fly. Even Polona only weighs around 20 pounds, only 20, right? But she is a bird, so she is full of feathers, which makes her look much, much larger than she is.
Oh,
now,
they're making a
owls
snow
belong
heart.
to the raptor or birds of prey family.
It is Valentine's
so
Day.
This means these are birds that hunt in their feet.
Don't worry,
so
they'll come
their
closer.
feet, also called their talons, those are their weaponry. That is what they are going to use to grab and crush their prey. Now, along with that, they have lots of different adaptations to help them with the hunt. So the first one you might notice are her big, beautiful eyes. And what is cool about an owl's eyes is that they are fixed in place. So what I mean by that is you and I, we can keep our heads straight and we can move our eyes maybe up, down, side to side without moving our head. Owls actually can't do that. Those eyes are going to be fixed in place in their skull. So how do they look around? They're able to rotate their necks 270 degrees
Einstein.
in either right or left direction. It is very impressive. Now, along with their looking at the smallest portion of their eyes are almost in the shape of a light bulb. So your small part that screws in and the big bulb part is going to be in the back of their head. That is what they are going to use to be able to see very well.
So that's a snow
Now,
heart.
along with that, they have incredible
Replicated
hearing. It is
after
said
mine.
that owls are able to hear a mouse's heartbeat in about a couple feet of snow. So they are excellent at hearing, and their owls are pretty, or their their ears are pretty special too. So they have 2 holes on the sides of their head where their ears are. One is up here and one is down below here. And it's thought that this placement is so they are able to triangulate sound much, much better. Now, along with their incredible eyesight, that incredible hearing, they also have another superpower, and that is silent flight. So you actually cannot hear an owl flying. There are a lot of really cool videos out there that compare the flights of owls to other birds, maybe parrots, pigeons,
She got
that
tired
sort
of
of
spraying
thing.
it, so
And
she's
it's
just
cool
dumping
because
it.
with an owl, they have special edges of their feathers. They're called serrated edges, which allows the air to pass through nice and easily. That way you cannot hear an owl coming. So it's just another way they're able to sneak up on their prey much more efficiently. Now, owls are vital for our ecosystems, but they are at risk of secondary poisons like rodenticides and pesticides. So we always like to remind people to be aware of whatever chemicals you are putting out in the environment that could potentially hurt our wildlife. And with that, it looks like Einstein is going to head on home. Let's give it up for her. She did a great job out here. And I promise I'm going to explain what's happening right here. All right, so we just met an apex predator of the sky. Would you all like to meet apex predators of the land? Yeah. All right, so you all are about to meet part of our Wegaforth Bowl wolf pack. We are going to be bringing out a couple of our wolf pups, and I will introduce them as they come out. So if you're coming in, we just ask that you have a seat so that they are nice and comfortable. Now, introductions. The first wolf right here in the darker coat, that is Beckworth. Right next to him is his sister Shasta, marking her territory right now. These are gray wolves, and they are brother and sister. So they are about 3 years old. Now, we do have some fun enrichment activities out here. Hopefully you saw it was in the shape of a heart, and it's red for Valentine's Day, which is pretty cute. But this activity is going to elicit some natural behaviors. This is called scent rolling. Does anybody's dogs at home do this? Yeah, they can thank their wolf ancestors for that. So this is a very natural behavior. So wolves are going to roll on things for a couple different reasons. The main one is going to be for communication. So they are going to cover themselves in that smell and bring it back to their pack to communicate what they have found. Now, another reason they might do this is to cover up their own smell for when they go hunting. So that way you don't smell like a wolf, right? Gives you a better chance of being able to get closer to your prey that way. And you saw earlier, Shasta was urinating on this, which is another way of communicating, saying, hey, this is mine right here. As you know, wolves are pack animals. They are very social, so they live in packs. The number of packs can depend on the resources available, what prey is available, anywhere from 2 to up to 30 members, depending on those resources and the region as well. Now, gray wolves used to be all over the United States, so they're mainly now found in a couple different states. There was actually recently this last week a gray wolf was spotted right here in California, which is pretty incredible, but you'll find them in other states as well as parts of Canada. Now, we do have another member of this wolf pack. His name is Shadow. He is their true uncle. He is about 11 years old. All 3 of them were born at another facility in Nevada, and that facility really focuses on wolf conservation and education, which is exactly what these wolves are helping us with today. Now, wolves are excellent hunters, and they are also keystone species. So if you have not heard this term before, a keystone species is a species that an ecosystem relies on. And if they are removed from that ecosystem, the ecosystem would collapse. We saw this in Yellowstone. So wolves were eradicated from Yellowstone, and they were eventually reintroduced. And once they were reintroduced, we saw the health of the ecosystem start to come back. And the reason is because, as I mentioned, they are apex predators. So being able to keep other wildlife in check to make sure those numbers aren't going out of control, we're able to keep more vegetation and resources available for other wildlife. So it's definitely a give and take balancing system. Now, wolves are incredible hunters. They are going to be hunting in those large pack numbers.
Something over there.
And what they are going to do to hunt is they're really going to try to tire out their prey. So they're gonna keep chasing their prey at a nice pace till eventually the prey gets tired and they can have their meal. Now, wolves can eat up to 20 pounds in one sitting, and that is because they are not going to eat prey every single day. They are not lucky enough. But when they do, they're going to try to eat as much as they can to sustain themselves and their packs as well. Now it looks like they are going to head on out. We can give it up for our wolf pack pups. They did a great job out here. Now this is one of the only places in the zoo where you can see wolves, so I'm very glad that you came out here to see them today. Now to wrap things up, here at the San Diego Zoo, we are creating a world where all life thrives through collaboration, innovation, and inspiration. Now conservation is at the heart of everything we do, but we of course can't do it alone. We need dedicated allies like all of you. So you can join us here at the San Diego Zoo by becoming a member. You can volunteer your time or your knowledge, or you can even partner with us with some of our bigger conservation efforts. Because when wildlife thrives, all life truly thrives. Thank you all so much for coming on and joining us here at Wonderful. Have a wonderful rest of your day.
Thank you.
Bye, everyone.